Hey everyone, so I got some good news and I got some really bad news. And the first thing I want to tell you right now, cybersecurity job market is facing disruption and I don't know why, but I actually do. But I'm going to go through it with you guys right now so you have a better understanding of where I'm getting this from and why it's happening. Now, we could believe all of this, but maybe to some extent, but I'll go over my details as far as why I feel like this is semi-accurate, but at the same time, yeah, that's probably the same reason why you're seeing lesser, fewer, and lower salary jobs. And this article actually explains all that. So let's dive a little deeper, right? So right now, they're actually saying that there's a decline in cybersecurity jobs. Wow, how can that be? Over a year and a half ago, it was like booming. It was like the best thing in the world. Like you couldn't fail if you learned cybersecurity or came out of school from a, graduate or even an undergrad in cybersecurity. Wow, times have changed, and it only took less than 2 years for all that to become what it is now. A decline in hiring cybersecurity professionals. Why is that? Job markets in the United States is undergoing a transformation as details in a 2025 U.S. Cybersecurity Job Posting Data Report. Covering job posting from 2022 to 2024, the reports present trends that indicate both growth and contraction in various cybersecurity domains. Okay, well, that doesn't really say much. A 2-year time span, there were up times, there were down times. So what's happening? Governance and compliance roles on the rise. 40%. Guys, 40% is dramatic increase. Cybersecurity privacy attorney from 2023 to 2024. That whole 1 year, 40% increase. Governance, risk, and compliance, GRC. If you don't know what that is, well, it's the boring side of cybersecurity. I'm dead honest. It's so boring. If you want to fall asleep or be able to fall asleep in time, just watch or listen to any GRC video and guaranteed, there's no Nmap, there's no, doing hash cracking. There's nothing like that. No tools whatsoever. You do have to understand some of the stuff, but in all reality, it's just risk, compliance, and how do you recover stuff, and definitely a very high level, I would say chief level stuff that's really boring, but it makes money, so that's probably why it's growing 40%. So anyway, with SEC breaches reporting requirements and expanded FTC enforcement action, organizations are prioritizing legal and compliance expertise. So what happens when you work for an organization or organization exists right now? They have to follow rules and they have to go through these audits because everyone has to be compliant. And if you're not compliant, you get fined almost every single day until you fix the issue. I was going to say freaking. You fix the freaking issue, and if you don't fix it, you're going to get fined. And organizations, CEOs, board members don't want to get fined. So they have auditors, in-house auditors, and then they get assessed from another auditor from external because they have to make sure everything is compliant. And if they're not, they're going to get written up. And then people be like, why? And then their stock drops and then they lose money. It's so many factors, guys. It's a reputational thing, right? Because, oh, look, they only use 5 letters for their password. Like, who the hell still does that? Like, there's a requirement now. You have to have at least 15 characters or 20 characters, whatever it is. Anyway, so that's that, right? So GRC roles have consistently been among the top 4 categories over the past 3 years. So that tells you something, right? That's something you probably should or maybe get into or knowing a little bit more about. So start looking up at what GRC is. Now, again, if everyone starts doing the whole GRC thing, then talk about saturation. My goodness. But 40% increase is pretty high. That's the same reason why I'm probably still studying for the C-Risk, and I'll be taking that pretty soon. Anyway, GRC roles, so obviously has been growing in the last 3 years. Also reflecting the shift towards security policy and risk management, other high growth positions include red teamers. What did red teamers do? 29% increase is pretty significant as well. Like that's pretty high. So red teamers are actually sitting on your network trying to mimic or being the hacker themselves, like trying to see how vulnerable you are. But that doesn't mean you don't have a SOC guy, right? You should still have a SOC guy. You still should have other team members, blue team members in-house to kind of remediate a lot of this. Well, this article actually goes a little deeper into explaining why those roles are actually disappearing, but red team roles are increasing. And cybersecurity sales engineer. Wow, this is like the lamest one of all of them. I'm just kidding, guys. If you're a sales engineer, by all means, do your thing. Obviously, there's a lot of cybersecurity tools in the market currently right now, and people need to sell them, and they need to know what the hell they're selling. So I know people who sell these things, right? And you kind of grow a relationship with them. You know why? Because they're always trying to upsell you. Hey, what are you using for your SIM? What are you using for your EDR? What are you using for your antivirus? Anyway, someone is going to be trying to sell you something. If you have any significance in any organization, trust me, that meeting is going to be set up, and you're going to have pizza and sandwiches and drinks and donuts and bagels, depending on the time of the day that they set up this meeting with you. Now, you work for the government, you don't get any of that. The only thing you do get is like a handshake and be like, oh, nice to meet you. But if you work for the private sector, guaranteed, then this is one of the best things that I ever did when I was working for private was bagels, pizza, sandwiches, sushi, anything, everything. Oh my God. Yeah, gained a lot of weight when I was working for private. But when you work for the government, you don't get any of that because they can't bribe you, so you get less. Anyway, cybersecurity sales engineer, 26% increase. Just goes to show everything's about marketing, right? You have to sell and you have to push, push, push. All right. So where's the decline? All I said was positive stuff, right? You got 40% GRC, 29% red team, 26% cybersecurity sales engineer. Where the hell is the decline? Well, here it is. Declining demand for cybersecurity engineers and cloud security experts. What? How in the world were you going to say cloud security experts? Like that was like the only growing thing that was happening in cybersecurity for like who knows how long. It was been like a year. And like we don't have enough cloud guys, and now apparently we have too many cloud guys and we need to stop hiring for them. That's interesting. Cybersecurity engineers, security analysts, and DevSecOps job posting have declined steadily over the past 3 years. Now, I have my input on this one. Maybe because the people who are working in those positions are too scared to even leave. So those positions are not opening up or they're not being backfilled. So there's no real percentage here. You see how it says there's no, just because it declined doesn't mean that it's been declining because they're not hiring for them. They're probably just like filled. They're all filled already. No one's leaving. So there's no percentage. It's probably equaling out to zero. And that's probably the reason why they're not even putting a percentage here. They're just saying that it's not in a strong demand. Well, if I have 5 guys who are like my security engineer, then I don't need any more. So I'm not hiring for it. All right. Just deal with it. Anyway, but they do have a percentage for cloud security engineer. Positions have fallen since 2022, suggesting that the organization are streamlining cloud security operations and integrating them into broader IT teams. So let me get this straight. So you're saying 43% has dropped from cloud security engineers since 2022, and they're just rolling it into IT now. So that means IT, the broader IT, should have grown by 43% because everyone I know is on the cloud and they all need security cloud admins. Now, whether you call them a cloud security engineer is probably different from cloud IT admin or whatever, right? Without the cyber, without the security, and they're probably getting lower pay because now they're just part of IT, right? So, I don't know. I'm not too sure about that one. But anyway, let's keep on going. Outsourcing and automation reshapes cybersecurity hiring. With the decline in traditional technical roles, cybersecurity hiring is shifting towards policy governance and strategic leadership. Okay. And about talent retention and workforce gaps, particularly an organization turned to outsourcing an AI-driven security solution. What is that telling me? So there's a lot of solutions out there from a lot of vendors who are selling you, upselling you. That's the cybersecurity sales engineer guys or the sales guys who are selling you these AI-driven tools that probably had no impact and like no significance proven track records yet, and they're just selling you and telling you that it could do all this stuff that you hired 10 guys to do or 5 guys to do or even 1 guy to do, and it'll be cheaper. So you buy this $50,000, product from us and pay us a monthly maintenance fee of like $2,000. Okay, cool. And you don't have to pay this guy $150,000 all day, every day, times 5, because you have your SOC team, you have your blue team, whatever other team that you have, members that make up this whatever cybersecurity team. And now you have just one tool and you just need 1 guy to do all of this. Okay, that's starting to make sense why they're reducing the someone's going to be a sucker for this and they're going to fall for it and they're going to buy it and be like, okay, this is the greatest thing in the world since sliced bread because I don't have to pay 10 guys to do the thing that this AI is doing for me now. Wow. Anyway, companies are reevaluating their internal security operations because it's expensive and they're not producing any money. Focus on developing in-house talent while relying on external security services. This trend reflects an industry-wide effort to balance cost-cutting with maintaining operational resilience. So not only do you get to operate the same way, same function, protect everything the same way while you had this whole entire team, but without the team. Whoa, that is insane. Now I'm making more money, spending less. So that means as a owner of the organization, I'm pocketing more and I could buy a bigger boat and better cars, faster cars, whatever it is, you name it. So, wow. Okay. Anyway, what's next for cybersecurity professionals in 2025? Job market represents a mixed outlook. Yeah, it's uncertain. No one knows what the hell is going to go on right now. While certain roles see rapid growth, others face sharp declines. That really sucks. The sharp decline really hurts because like you came out of school doing whatever it is that you're doing and now all of a sudden you're being told that, yeah, it's not so much of a demand anymore. So, go kick sand or something like that. Organizations are adapting to regulatory shift, emerging technologies, and evolving threats, which is reshaping hiring priorities. For cybersecurity professionals, the key is staying relevant and upskilling governance, compliance, and automation-driven security operations. And traditional security roles decline. Expertise in policy, risk management, and AI-enhanced security solution will become increasingly valuable. Well, there you have it, guys. That's exactly what's happening, right? You need to shift. You need to go with the trend. But let me tell you this, if everyone goes into this whole GRC, governance, compliance, and then who's going to be left doing the other stuff that needs to be done, right? So there's always going to be this big shift, right? Articles like this and the ones you read that's similar to this or it's going to tell you that, oh, everyone's jumping into GRC. We heard that before, right? This is like how everyone was getting into cloud and all of a sudden they're telling us that it's no longer needed, right? That kind of sucks. But anyway, as reported warned, our protectors need protection. Ensuring a strong, well-equipped cybersecurity workforce will be crucial for defending against the next generation of cyber attacks or cyber threats. What the hell did I get attacks? I see threats. Anyway, let me sum this all up. Right now, very uncertain. A lot of tools out there, AI-driven, AI this, AI that. It's like trying to upsell cybersecurity salespeople, just selling things like, out of their ass, right? Again, I'm not disrespecting any sales guys, but mind you, if you ever sit with anyone who's part of sales for cybersecurity, guarantee you're going to get a meeting and be like, hey, what do you like to eat? Or what cream cheese do you like on your bagels or something like that? And there you go. And as soon as that happens, that's a relationship, supposedly. I'm just making things up, guys. Anyway, take this however you want. But, if you have a passion for doing things like hands-on technical and still love all the things that come with cybersecurity, not so much the GRC side. Again, if you really want to fall asleep, just listen to a couple of videos if you haven't done so already. I do it every night. All right. So there you go. That's all I have for today. Hopefully this was enjoyable and educational at the same time. Not to be a Debbie Downer, but this is what's going on in the current situation with cybersecurity. Market is not that great, but at the same time, they're telling us the market is pretty good, but for different things, right? GRC and sales and red teaming. Anyway, thank you guys for being here. Please hit that like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again really soon. Take care.